Hi everybody, and welcome to Cooking with Miss Cindy. I'm Miss Cindy from the South Brunswick Public Library. Today's recipe is actually kind of less of a recipe and more of a technique now that the weather is getting, to me, very hot. Pretty much ice cream is on the menu all the time. I hope that is the case for you guys as well. But one thing that goes really well with ice cream is whipped cream. And it doesn't just have to go on ice cream. It's really good on like fruits, like strawberries and whipped cream are like such a classic snack. They're delicious. But anyway, this is a method that will show you how to take regular cream, heavy cream, whipping cream and all that, and shake it up so that you are manually whipping the cream. You don't need like a stand mixer, a hand mixer. You don't even need a whisk for this. You just need a jar. You can use a jar that you have recycled, that you have rescued from the recycling bin. You can use like an old pasta jar, salsa jar, anything like that, or a mason jar if you already have one. As long as it has a lid and it is very clean, you should be good to go. But basically, I'm going to show you how to take it and, with a lot of effort and a lot of time and patience, turn the heavy cream and a couple of more ingredients into whipped cream that you can have pretty much any time. And the nice thing about this is you don't have to make like a full-on cup or 2 cups or whatever of whipped cream. You can make just kind of a small amount that'll be enough for, today's snack or just a couple of people to share. It's really nice if you're just having it by yourself individually, and that way you don't have to worry about like, oh, keep it in the fridge. How long is it going to hold up? How long is it going to last? You don't need to worry. You can make just a small portion that's going to be just enough, and then it's done. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, we're going to get started on our super easy whipped cream. Let me show you what you're going to need. Heavy cream or heavy whipping cream. Try to make it as cold as possible, so you're going to want to take your amount and probably put it in the freezer for a little bit. Vanilla extract, granulated sugar, which is regular sugar, or confectioner's sugar, which is the kind of powdery sugar, and a jar. I'm using this jar that's just a mug because it's easier, but any jar will do. If you have like leftover jars from food, that will work well too. You just need to make sure that you are washing it out appropriately, making sure that any like grease, smells, everything is gone from the inside of the jar. So you want to make sure it's super clean, and you want to make sure it has a lid. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and get this open just so it's ready for me to go. But the very first thing you're going to want to do is actually take your jar and your lid and put it in the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes minimum. You can always put it for more, and I recommend putting it in for more. You don't need to put water or ice in it or anything like that. You just want it to be nice and cold. You also want the whipping cream to be nice and cold. If you do it with kind of warm stuff, it doesn't whip as nicely, and because we are whipping it by hand essentially, we really want the temperature to work for us. So this is going to go in the freezer for about 15 minutes or more. Again, 20 minutes, half hour is fine. I already have one in the freezer, so I'm just going to grab that one. Okay, I have my very cold jar here. You can see the condensation on it. The good thing about using a jar with a handle is I can grab it by the handle and not feel like I'm warming the rest of the jar. The lid has also been in the freezer, so it should also be very cold. So now we're going to take our whipping cream, and I'm using about 3/4 of a cup. You can use 3/4 of a cup to a whole cup. It's up to you. If you're using a small jar, I recommend using less cream. You want there to be enough space for this to fully whip. So you see kind of how little it is compared to the cup. Okay. To this, you're going to add a couple tablespoons of your sugar. Again, I recommend confectioner's sugar, but you can use regular granulated sugar. 1, and that was a little bit high. It was a little bit heaping, so I'm just going to use a little less this time. Yeah. 2. We're going to take our vanilla extract, and I'm going to use just a teaspoonful. This is optional, you don't have to add it, but it will give it vanilla flavor, which is really what you want. Regular whipped cream that you usually have that you buy at the store and everything, it's flavored with vanilla more often than not. If you don't want to add the vanilla, you have more of a sweet cream whipped cream, which is also delicious in its own right. So, you're going to put the lid on really, really carefully. Make sure that it is tightly on. Mine luckily has a handle, so I'm grabbing mine by the handle. And now what you're going to do for like 5 to 10 minutes is just shake the heck out of it. Okay, so after about 15-16 minutes and many breaks, I think I'm at whipped cream. What you want to get to is soft peaks. That is looking good. Basically, you pick it up with a spoon and it stays up. It doesn't plop, it doesn't flow. See? It sticks. Not gonna lie to you, this is a lot harder than the internet told me it was gonna be. So if you have to take breaks, take a lot more breaks. If you have to share the load with someone else and say, hey, does someone else want to shake this for a little while for me? That's fine. But it is still a nice, cool way to make a nice treat without having to get like a mixer or anything like that. Next time on Cooking with Miss Cindy, I'm going to show you how to take this whipped cream and a few other things and actually turn it into ice cream. So until then, I will see you guys next time. Happy eating, happy cooking. Bon appetit!